Hey there, it's Zach again. Thank you for joining me. We are now on the third training video. I'm so excited to have you here. Today we're going to be talking about something that you might think is ridiculous or, oh, that doesn't happen, but I've seen way too many artists make this mistake. And that is they set it up to make it very difficult to make sales, or sometimes they even set it up so that they're not actually selling anything. I've seen a lot of artists who have this idea that all there is to making a living as an artist is getting your work in front of as many people as possible. And there's a certain kind of logic to that, and it makes sense. If you show your work to literally every single person in the world, inevitably some of them are going to want to buy it, right? But it is not the most effective way of making a living. It's not the most effective way to actually make money. It's just not the best way to do it at all. There are many far better ways that are gonna get you far more money in your pocket. Alright, we're going to take a trip to a jewelry shop. Now, you've never been here before. Maybe you've seen an advertisement for it. Maybe a friend told you that, their friend is opening a jewelry shop, you should check it out. Maybe you just saw the sign while you were walking down the street and decided to just pop in. Now, when you walk in, you see these gorgeous photographs of the most beautiful necklaces and earrings and bracelets. And they're hung up so well, so lovingly. There's this beautiful flow that your eyes just follow. And so even though you've just stopped into a jewelry store, you don't even necessarily realize that there's no jewelry. There's no display cases. There's nothing making it obvious that there is jewelry for sale. You don't see any cashiers. But the photographs, they're so beautiful that you don't even notice this at first. And you follow the flow of the photographs, and they take you on this beautiful journey through into another room, and then another one, and then you start to realize, hey, wait, this was supposed to be a jewelry shop. And so you think, okay, maybe you were wrong, this isn't a jewelry shop, it's a jewelry photography shop. Maybe the photos are for sale. But you're not seeing any prices anywhere, you're not seeing anywhere that you could check out, and you don't see anyone that you can ask. After a few minutes of that, even if you absolutely loved the jewelry and would love to own it, you're probably going to just leave and go down the street to the jewelry store that actually, has jewelry stands right in front of you so you can easily find them. I see a lot of artists set up their sites like this. Now, that jewelry store, it's possible that there was an actual shop, and even a very beautiful, well-done shop, but it was behind a rather small, unassuming door with a little shop sign on it, and it was very, very easy to miss because the photographs, they took your attention right away from it. It's possible that there was a cash register behind a wall, just kind of off in this little nook. And it is possible to set up your website like this. If you're an artist, you very likely understand the idea of flow, that certain aspects can draw the eye to one place, that you can control how people's eyes move across a page. Well, that's true for websites as well. So if your store button is this small, unassuming little button off in the corner, whereas most of your website is this beautiful, beautiful gallery, there are going to be people who visit your site and honestly never even notice that there is a store. And if you don't put up any information about products or services, and just expect people to email you asking, that's not fair. Most people find it very intimidating to have to reach out to a complete stranger and ask, hey, I like your work, what do you do? And that doesn't feel good. No one likes being rejected, so if someone just falls in love with a painting and they message you and go, hey, is that painting available? And then you say, no, it's not. Then they're going to be upset, sad that they even put themselves out there, or they might think that they're going to offend you by asking to buy something when you aren't actively selling anything. So maybe you're just a hobby artist and those are all for yourself or your friends and family, and you're going to get really insulted if anyone asks to buy them. And now you, of course, know that you are trying to sell things, so you know that that's silly, but your visitors have absolutely no way of knowing that. Meanwhile, there are plenty of artists who make it very easy, very obvious what they're selling, what services they offer, what things they're willing to consider doing, what their price range is. And that, it's not slimy, it's not pushy, it's not salesy, it's convenient. Okay? You want to make it easy for people who love your work to buy your products. You don't want to make people have to go through frickin' Indiana Jones Temple of Doom just to get to the checkout page. And I have seen some people who set up their website like that, and not just artists. I've seen a couple of small businesses who have a very confusingly put together website that even I, who have a pretty good amount of web experience, had trouble finding anything on. Now that is a pretty extreme case, but it's something I've seen a lot of artists do. Just putting your work online with absolutely no information about price or buying or services. You're not selling anything, you're just sharing your work for the sake of sharing it. And that is absolutely a wonderful thing to do. And if that's all you want to do, then that's fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing your gift with the world. But if your goal is to make money, it's not the best way to do it at all. You will occasionally get people who are brave enough to reach out to you and say, I absolutely love your work, I think you'd be perfect for this project. But you will get a lot more people who are willing to do that when you actually give the information there. Because then, if someone sees your style and just absolutely falls in love with it and thinks they would be perfect for this project, and then they check your page with information about commissions and services, and they see that you don't do exactly that, but it's close to your wheelhouse, and they have an idea of what your prices are so that they can go to their boss or look into their own bank account, figure out if they can make it work in the budget, then they're going to be a lot more confident messaging you with, hey, I know that you don't normally do this, but I have a project you would be perfect for, the budget would probably be in this range, does this seem like something you'd be interested in? Whereas if you have absolutely no information, then people are just going to be throwing out shot in the dark, and people don't really like doing that. And you're also going to get a lot of time wasted as people ask you about things where you have to keep saying no. And that is not, by the way, just for shops. If you're interested in working with companies, like getting commissions, or if you're interested in publishing or anything like that, there are a couple of artists where I talk to and they're like, I don't understand, my work is so good, everyone says they like it, but no one's publishing me, no one's hiring me. And when you ask, okay, who are you applying to? They go, oh, I'm supposed to apply? Yes, yes you are. You can't, some people do get lucky and they just get discovered, but that is not reliable, and nowadays there is a lot of competition, so it's just a lot easier on yourself, on your potential customers, on everyone involved to just make it obvious. Now, that is a very extreme situation of just making it almost impossible to buy anything, and that is not the only mistake that artists make. Alright, we're gonna go back to that jewelry shop now. So the owner, she read some Yelp reviews, or she talked to some people, and she realized, oh my gosh, I have this jewelry shop and no one even knows how to buy anything. So you walk in again, and the photos are still there, they're still just as beautiful, and now at the end of the room, underneath the wall, one of the walls of photos, is this cheap plastic table with jewelry kind of haphazardly dumped on it. There's not a really good order, it's not pretty, it doesn't match the photos at all. Your initial thought is that maybe this is the clearance rack. You know, you're not really sure what it is, and you might like kind of poke your head around seeing where the real displays of jewelry are, and apparently that's it. And when you look at the prices of this, shoddily put together mess, you're like, why am I going to pay that much for something when you don't even care enough to display it well? Now, obviously, that is not a pleasant experience. And you may be thinking, what does this have to do with online stores? You should put at least as much effort into your online store as you do into your main gallery. Okay, and again, you're an artist. You understand ideas of flow, you understand aesthetic appeal, and those are very, very important when it comes to displaying products. Okay, if you have this beautiful, gorgeous, professional gallery, and then your store is a badly coded, shoddy web design, no real rhyme or reason, everything just kind of thrown together, first of all, people are going to wonder if this store is actually yours, because how can this gorgeous, gorgeous gallery have such an ugly store? But honestly, they're probably not going to really enjoy using it if it's not terribly user-friendly, so like you just kind of have to keep scrolling through pages to see what all there is, instead of being able to say, okay, well, today I'm interested in prints, or today I'm interested in t-shirts, or today I'm interested in keychains, whatever. If you just have to scroll through everything, they're not really going to want to take time doing that. So even if you have great products and people who are interested in buying your products, if your store isn't done well, then some people will absolutely just go through and buy it anyways, but a lot fewer people, okay? You understand the idea that your gallery should be an enjoyable experience. So should your shop. You want people to enjoy being in your shop. You want them to enjoy looking at the items available. You want them to enjoy the experience that is your brand. And when you make that enjoyable, when you make it so that your products are arranged with a natural flow, just the same way that your pictures are, then they're gonna spend more time in your shop and likely more money as well. Alright, we're going back to that jewelry store one more time. Now again, the owner, she took advice, she listened to people, and she was like, okay, you know what, I am hearing really good things about how beautiful my jewelry is. Clearly there's something I'm doing wrong here, so she took the advice to heart and she changed everything. So you walk into the store, and still the photos are the first thing that catch your eye. But now the photos are arranged so that specific collections are all together, and the flow, it draws your eyes down to the display case. And the display case is professional, it is beautiful, the jewelry is well laid out. You naturally find yourself drifting over, drawn to it, and you look at the jewelry and your eyes naturally flow through the display case, and you look back up at the photos and you see in the photos there are suggestions for other ways you can pair up the jewelry, so like it shows 10 different bracelets all together, how beautiful that they look, so to entice you to buy more than just one. And after you see that display, you look over to your right and you see another beautiful photo, again drawing your eyes to a different collection. And you find yourself walking across the room, your eyes just very naturally going from photo down to the jewelry, and it is just so beautiful. And you are reaching into your pocket, pulling out your credit card because it is so beautiful, it is so enticing, you want to just absolutely buy something. And it is a very natural progression. You enjoy the experience. It is a feast for the eyes. You imagine yourself looking at those photos, looking at this display case. You can see how beautiful they are, and you want that beauty for yourself. You want to wear it. You want that beauty for your friends. And as you progress, you get to the cash register, and it is very easy to just to select something and say, this is what I want. And while you are selecting that thing, because the flow is set up so well, your eyes are immediately drawn to the other related items that you are also likely interested in, and you start considering, maybe I should buy that as well. That is not slimy. That is a wonderful, beautiful experience, and as an artist, you are fully capable of delivering that to every single customer who enters your store. That applies no matter what you are selling. Okay, it applies if you're selling jewelry, of course, if you're selling crafts, if you're selling candles, if you're selling prints, if you're selling merchandise. You absolutely do want to use the gallery to catch people's attention, but then you want it to bring them to your store. And you want your store to be a very pleasant experience, very natural. And again, if you are an artist, you have that understanding of flow and of design, so you can make it a very enjoyable experience for your customers, okay? We are not talking about doing anything underhanded. We're just talking about making it so that customers enjoy buying your products, enjoy supporting you, because this is very important. And again, as an artist, you are uniquely set up to be able to do this very effectively because you already understand the concepts at play here. If you know how to put up a lovely gallery, you know how to design a beautiful store because the exact same concepts are at play. And if you have photographs of your work or images of your work, then you can absolutely use those to catch attention and draw people to the merchandise that they're going to be most interested in. While it is possible to run a business and make money from an online store that's very basic and not the prettiest, it is a lot more powerful to put the time into making it a good experience for customers, for visitors. And I want to say this again because it is very important, okay? As an artist, you are not set up to fail, okay? You are not set up to never make money. You are not doomed to struggling for the rest of your life in order to fulfill your passion. You are actually in a perfect position to set up your work in a way that makes people drawn to it and want to buy it. You have those design concepts. You already understand how the eye flows, how things look together. You know how to evoke specific reactions. You know all of that, and those are all huge factors of marketing and of selling things that most people, they have to study and struggle with because they do not have the artistic eye that you do. You are not set up to fail. You are in an excellent position to succeed, and all it really takes is just rethinking the way that you approach your store. All right, it is absolutely, if these are things that you've been guilty of, even those, just making that one change, the one change of giving your store as much attention as your gallery and setting up so that the gallery helps draw people into your store, you're going to see results from that. Because if you just put all the attention on your gallery and you either don't have a store, or you hide it, or it's got no attention, no work into it, then even customers who are absolutely amazed by your work, they're going to struggle to buy something, and you don't want people to be struggling to buy things. All right, so that it is so important, and you are set up to succeed here, okay? I'm going to keep saying it because I truly want you to believe it, all right? Artists, they are not set up to fail. They are not doomed to struggle. They are actually in a very powerful position. They have tools that really make it possible to succeed, as to make a living. All right, so thank you so much for joining me. Next week is going to be the last video of this training series, which I'm very excited about. Enrollment for the course is also going to be opening next week, Saturday, March 24th. So if this series has been valuable to you, if you want to go deeper about how to make a living as an artist and even get some direct help from me, then absolutely get on that mailing list and keep an eye out for the course opening. All right, so thank you so much for joining me today.